Ghana is one of the most well-known countries in Africa and was the first sub-Saharan country to gain independence. Since its independence in 1957, Ghana has grown to become a well-respected country not only in Africa, but also in the world. According to the Global Peace Index, Ghana ranks as the second safest country in Africa after Mauritius. As a result of its reputation as a safe country, Ghana is often regarded as the gateway to Africa. In 2019, its government initiated the Year of Return, which has also positioned the country to be the #1 destination for African diasporans. In order to understand how Ghana has become the gateway to Africa and how this will shape the future of the country and the continent, we have to go back in time to see how its history has positioned it to take on this role and how its government has made attempts in recent years to propel the country onto the international stage. The history of modern-day Ghana in some ways starts with the Ghana Empire, which it derives its name from. This empire was located in West Africa, but unlike present-day Ghana, it was located further northwards and sat between the Senegal and Niger rivers. Just like in other parts of the world that were blessed with major river systems, such as the Nile in Egypt, these two rivers allowed the empire to be agriculturally robust to support a large population. Its large population, in addition to its strategic location in the Sahel, as well as being a major source of gold and salt, eventually allowed it to dominate the trans-Sahara trade route. In 1240 AD, it fell to the Mali Empire, and so the riches in gold transferred over, making the Mali Empire and its kings some of the wealthiest people on the planet. In fact, the 9th king of the Mali Empire, Mansa Musa, remains the richest person to have ever lived. How these two empires had such large quantities of gold can be best understood when the major gold fields in West Africa during the existence of both empires are taken into consideration. There was the Bambouk, Bore, Lobi, and Akan goldfields. The territories of both the Ghana and Mali empires stretched over the Bambouk and Bore goldfields. And with the Niger River literally passing through the Bore goldfield, mining and transporting it to each empire's respective ruler was not too challenging. Some of the gold also made its way into the hands of Arabic traders on the Trans-Sahara trade route. As a result, starting from 700 AD, as the religion of Islam spread into Africa, Arabic access to the Trans-Sahara route and the gold of West Africa allowed Islamic Caliphate to dominate both North Africa and the Middle East, and position rich and powerful Islamic empires to be the middlemen for European merchants seeking access to the spices and silk in East Asia. This is where modern-day Ghana comes in. European desire to circumvent Islamic middlemen spearheaded explorations of the west coast of Africa, which ultimately led the Portuguese to the coast of what is now modern-day Ghana. As mentioned earlier, there were 4 major gold fields. 2 were located in the territories of both the Ghana and Mali empires, and the other 2 were located in what is now Ghana and Burkina Faso. So, when Portuguese sailors reached the coast of Ghana in 1471 and came upon a thriving gold mining and trading operation that fed into the Trans-Sahara trade route, they set up a trading post. The trading post they set was called Amine, Portuguese for the mine, referring to the Akan gold field and its mining operations. In 1481, in an effort to protect this trading post, King John II of Portugal decided to erect a fort. After sending all the necessary materials, the fort was completed in 1482 and was named Castelo de São Jorge da Mine, or St. George of the Mine Castle. This fort became the first building of European origin constructed in sub-Saharan Africa and was the first of many forts built in Ghana by the Portuguese, the Dutch, and the British. In the 15th century, at the height of the gold trade, over 1/10 of the world's gold supply was coming from Ghana, hence its other name, the Gold Coast. But as the slave trade picked up momentum in the 17th century, St. George of the Mine Castle, which colloquially became Elmina Castle, along with over 40 other forts in Ghana, became slave castles. And so for most Africans captured and sold into the slave trade, Ghana was the last place in Africa they touched foot on. For all intents and purposes, Ghana was the gateway to Africa for Europeans in the 15th century, but for most Africans exploited in the slave trade, it was the gateway of no return. But after 400 years since the first enslaved Africans arrived in Hampton, Virginia, Ghana initiated a campaign in 2019. Instead of being perpetually known as the Gate of No Return, Ghana sought to rebrand itself as the gateway to Africa for the over 100 million African diasporans all over the globe. In 2019, Ghana initiated the Year of Return alongside the US-based Adinkra Group. The year of return was to commemorate 400 years since the first enslaved people of African descent landed in the British colony of Virginia. The aim of the year of return was to give people of African descent the opportunity to rediscover their heritage and birthright. By encouraging a return to Africa, the government of Ghana was objectively setting the country to be the destination of choice for both tourism and investment. In monetary terms, the year of return generated nearly $2 billion. It also saw the arrival of over 1.5 million tourists. Among them were celebrities like Steve Harvey, Idris Elba, Naomi Campbell, and US politicians like Nancy Pelosi and the Congressional Black Caucus. The success of this initiative has had an extreme and profound ripple effect on Ghana and Africa. Instead of seeing Africa as a poor continent with poor infrastructure, the ongoing testimonies from people that took part in the year of return and the growth of African imagery on social media platforms such as YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram has created a diversion from the status quo that often portrayed Africa as underdeveloped and plagued by violence, disease, and war. The massive success of the year of return also prompted the country's Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture to announce the Decade of African Renaissance, with the agenda to boost the tourism industry in Ghana and Africa between 2020 and 2030. In addition to the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Act, signed in 2013 by its government, the country has solidly embarked on a journey that will truly make the country the gateway to Africa. But not all is roses and sunshine. As Ghana positions itself as the gateway to Africa, it needs to ensure its people outside tourist hotspots are not forgotten, and that the investments pouring into the country are reinvested into other parts of the country to improve its citizens' quality of life. Since the pandemic, the cost of living in the country has dramatically increased to the point where its capital city, Accra, is the most expensive city to live in the whole world. But besides this increase in living expenses, the country is plagued by disorganization and littering. Although the government has engaged in multiple decongestion exercises such as the demolition of Abolobloboshi, the world's largest e-waste dump site, and removed many roadside markets, little dent has been made in reducing the country's disorganization and littering problem. A trip to any market in Ghana is all it takes to understand this. For Ghana to be the gateway to Africa, the standards of having clean and organized streets need to be met. And this is a lesson it can learn from Rwanda, a country in East Africa widely considered and accepted to be the continent's cleanest and most organized, and may even perhaps be the better candidate for being the gateway to Africa. But what Ghana has that Rwanda doesn't is the history it can tap into. By being the focal point of European introduction to the continent, being a major site during the transatlantic slave trade, and being the first sub-Saharan country to gain independence, Ghana has the historical backing to be the gateway to Africa. In addition to being the second most peaceful country in Africa, Ghana is poised to carry the history of the centuries of slavery and colonization on its back and usher in an African renaissance that will put the continent on equal footing with the likes of Europe, Asia, and the Americas on the international stage. The year of return was only the first step,